While I'm waiting for you to hop on for the Q&A and the questions, I'm going to read you a little bit more from The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, where I left off yesterday. And Michael says on page 93 of this book, if you try to find a perfect person to love and adore you, and you manage to succeed, then you have actually failed. You did not solve your problem. All you did was that person in your problem. This is why people have so much trouble with relationships. You begin with a problem inside yourself and you tried to solve it by getting involved with somebody else. Relationship will have problems because your problems are what caused the relationship. It is also easy to see once you step back and dare to look at it honestly. Now that we have seen what failure looks like, success. Success regarding your psyche is comparable to health regarding your physical body. Success means you never have to think about your psyche again. A naturally healthy body is one that just does what it's supposed to do while you're going about your business. You never have to think about it. Likewise, you should never have to figure out how to be okay or how not to be scared or how to feel loved. You should not have to devote your life to your psyche. Imagine what fun life would be if you did not have those neurotic personal thoughts going on within you. You could enjoy things and you could actually get to know people instead of needing them. You could just live and experience your life instead of trying to use life to fix what's wrong inside of you. You are capable of this state. It's never too late. Your current relationship with your psyche is an addiction. It is constantly making demands of you, and you have devoted your life to serving these demands. If you want to be free, you have to learn to treat it like any other addiction. For example, drug addicts are capable of stopping drug use, going through withdrawal, and never doing drugs again. Maybe it isn't easy, but they are capable. The same thing is true of the addiction. You are capable of ceasing the absurdity of listening to the perpetual problems of your psyche. You can put an end to it. You can wake up in the morning looking forward to the day and not worrying about what will happen. Your daily life can be like a vacation. Work can be fun, family can be fun. You can just enjoy all of it. That does not mean you don't do your best, you just have fun your best. Then at night when you go to sleep, you let it all go. You just live your life without getting uptight and worrying about it. You actually live life instead of fearing or fighting it. So, some of you have got some questions, so I'm going to hop on. Iman, hi. Iman, how to attract a crush at work? Well, you work on your self-love and you stay in a state of relaxed attraction, meaning you are attractive, you have a presence, and you let it unfold. You can, talk to the person, radiate love to them, enjoy the conversation, and be very aware of not trying to get more. That's how you attract at work. DNZS, thanks for being our Abdullah Agnes. Since doing self-love, I've withdrawn from SP to break up, but also friendships and new love interests, afraid of repeating neediness. Okay. Feeling okay on my own, but worry about alienating myself. Okay. Well, I think we do need time, DNZS, where we, have time to really be alone so we can work on our issues, making sure we take very good care of ourselves, our self-love, our self-care, our self-concept, whatever words you want to use, they all tie in together. But if you are afraid of repeating neediness, you need to do more self-work because you can't focus on a fear of something and not get it, you see. You've got to pull the socket out completely and cut that thing off. Okay? So you just do your best to work on your self-love while you're on your own. And then you say, okay, I think I'm ready. I'm going to try. And, I think it's very easy to get comfortable when you're by yourself because you don't have to butt up against any of your issues as much because you're not in relationship. You really see how good you are when you get back into a relationship. And then if you maintain your self-love work while you're starting a relationship, then you have the best chance, you see. Okay? Say to yourself, now I know better. And then you will. Neela, hello. Neela, I just messaged your group and said, can you add Neela? That's so funny you're on here. Can you add Neela's phone number? Apparently you're already in there, so just disregard what I sent to you in an email today because I was asking you about that I hadn't seen it, but obviously I had seen it and I just hadn't ticked it off. I'm good, Neela. Good. Dia, hi to you. Is it able to get my ex back to life with only self-love? To life, what do you mean? Is it able to get my ex back to life with only self-love? Can you explain that a bit better, dear? I'm not clear, okay? Because when I read that, I think, did he pass away? Or do you just want him back by doing your self-love? Let me know. Yasmin, hello, my love. Yes, I'm well. Hope you are too. Hope you are too. Hi, Robert, down here. Neela, may I, what exactly is in me? What do you think? My two exes told me that I am above them, like they are out of my league. What's in me to attract that? I don't have the belief I'm better than. No, but they have the belief they're less than. So it's not necessarily about you per se, as in they're telling you something, but it might be standing mentally and emotionally and feeling adequate. So, but the fact that it comes to you, you go, okay, do I have perhaps a fear of meeting someone that is on my, let's say, energy frequency? Because I don't think it's about people being better or less than, so. Neela, I was in it. Yes, okay, we typed these days, no worries. Okay, good. Dia, okay, I will. Neela, yes, it means they are insecure. Yes, I think that's definitely a possibility. And they feel adequate to be in relationship with you. But you can say, I love that I meet someone that matches me where I am and I match them where I am. We are in sync. My relationship works. It is effortless. It is seamless. I love how we understand each other. I love how we're on the same page. I love how we get closer and closer. Patricia, hello to you. Hope you're well, my little chicken lickin'. Potsy, go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. in Australia. Well, I'm in London, so you think I'm there, but I'm not. Vanessa, hi, Agnes. I felt bad yesterday for saying the guy was not worthy of. I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to clarify. That's okay. No, it's right, Vanessa. You know, sometimes we just express things in certain ways, but words are powerful, so it's just self-reflection. No worries at all. I meant it that I want to stop putting energy into him. Is that okay? Yeah, of course it is. I mean, I think sometimes, you know, we get weary of certain people and where they're at and where we're at. Just now, you may go, you know, I just want something that's effortless, easier, and something that flows, and I'm going to work on my self-love in the meantime. So, yeah, you know, it's just working out how to better from where we are to where we'd like to go. Do it more relaxed. So, I understand what you're saying, and don't feel bad, my love. It's all right. You know, it's good sometimes that we just where we're at or say how we say it, but it is about just learning from things, you know, Vanessa, don't worry. Don't worry at all. Don't lose sleep over it, darling. Okay? Is that okay to think that way, to stop putting energy into someone else? Yes. I think it's better to put energy into you and then send the energy out rather than the other stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff, get them to change, get them to be different, get them to eventually, I mean, that is the kindergarten level of LOA. I mean, everybody starts there, me included, but you get to a point where you go, hang on a minute, why can I not be comfortable with how people are and wish them the very best and radiate love to them, and then I choose how close I want to stand next to them? You know, family member, SP, colleague, neighbor, best friend, sister, brother, mother, father, you know, because some people are draining. Some people are draining to be around for us, for where we're at, you know. So you don't want to be a drain on anyone and you don't want to drain others. It's about enjoying more the interaction of joy and fun and upliftment. Okay? Dear, I mean, is it, I think you're trying to say, to get my SP back? Who is my ex? With only self-love. Yes, absolutely. Without manifesting, or, yeah, absolutely is. Dear, there's a YouTube on this channel called Can You Manifest a Specific Person Only Using Self-Love or Only Doing Self-Love? Just look that up. And when the woman that works for me when this goes up, this particular live, she will go through it within the next few days and she will put the links to the things I mentioned if by chance you can't find them. Okay, so don't worry if you can't find it for this live, keep the link and then she will have added it. Very. And you know what, dear, while you've asked that question, I think, well, really, I mean, Abraham Hicks has said this for years. Esther, if you feel unloved, you are unloved. If you feel unwanted, you are unwanted. If you feel loved, you are loved. And if you feel wanted, you are wanted. She said that for years. So really, that tells you, if I just get into a state of love and I make that the priority, presence in me will then bring me the matching magnet. It's magnets that bring in love or magnets that repel love, depending on that. So if you're in an unloved and unwanted state, you will attract the experience of being unloved and unwanted on the outside because it matches, it goes together, you see. Okay, so what's great is it can happen in the reverse. The more loved and relaxed and free and happy you are, the more you will attract that on the outside. Okay? Now, Neela, thanks, Agnes, but I was happy with both of them. They were actually very successful. Okay, but it's not just about the success part, Neela. It's about the connection. Success is all well and good, and that is nice to be with someone who is, but love isn't about the successful part. It's about how do I feel around you part. And you said you were happy with both of them, but they obviously weren't happy with themselves within it. So they weren't feeling secure. So it's attracting people that match. Ask yourself, do I feel insecure that I attracted people that were insecure to be with me? Is there, and everyone is pushed out experience going on there? Because I've had this as a reoccurring pattern. See if you can see if there's anything in me where I don't feel adequate, secure, or good enough. It might not be in the relationship. It might be for your parents. It might be for, you know, compared to your siblings. It might be compared to your best friend and whatever she's created, whatever it is. Look around and see, where can I see that? If I can see it. Sometimes it takes a bit of digging, Neela. Okay. Patti, haha, have a good day. You too, darling. Are you in Australia? Because if you are, you should go to bed. DNZS. Now I know better. Exactly. And that's all we can do. You know, this is all learning. I mean, if you saw me 30 years ago compared to now, you would have thought, God, that person's never going to be on telling other people what to do with their relationships. I was really slow learner. Really slow. Kept attracting people that wanted to be with someone else while they were meant to be with me. Third parties, feeling inadequate, fear of loss, fear of abandonment, panic, all sorts. I had everything. I had a PhD in all of that. So yeah, I mean, if I can change that, it's really, I was definitely at the top of the class. So there's hope for everyone if I can get to do what I'm doing, as in have a relationship for 14 years with a specific person. It's not that hard, because I'm not actually that, and I'm not saying that as a negative towards myself. I'm saying it as I'm not someone who puts in a huge amount of effort until I'm really getting the hairs on my backside. That's when I put effort in. Vanessa, thank you. Do you recommend to get closure from ghosting to do Ho'oponopono, or do you recommend other tools? Well, you can Ho'oponopono. You said, I don't want the other person back, but I want to free from the hurt. Okay, well, to get free from the hurt, Vanessa, what I would try is look at, why did they ghost me? In me that attracted that. Once you get understanding about it, it's not looking for closure from them, it's looking for forgiveness from yourself for putting yourself in situations that may have harmed you or caused you suffering and pain. See if you can work out that. How did I end up here, that this is what's happened to me? Not for blame, but for understanding the mechanics of how it all fits together, and then going, okay, now I know that I won't be doing that again. Okay? Try and do the Ho'oponopono as well. Vanessa, on this channel, there is a little playlist called Ho'oponopono, and there is 14 within that playlist that have a yellow thumbnail. And I'm reading out of a little book by Ulrich E. Dupree. And in that, I read one chapter per video, and there's a little exercise at the end of each chapter that you can do that will help you do the clearing as well. Okay? Dia, yes, thank you. My pleasure. Neela, true. Not anymore. Family, yes, it was. Okay. Well, maybe go to the hole a little bit more while you've got time, if you're single, and clear some more of that old stuff where you perhaps attract people that feel inadequate. You've got to clear your own stuff that plugs in and matches that, you see. Jay, I keep looking at the 3D and blaming my SP for not showing up for the way I want him. I'm feeling frustrated with my SP and myself. Could you explain, everyone, as you pushed out a bit more? Yeah, okay, a few things. First, blaming someone else for not doing what you want the way you want it is selfish. Okay, now, with me, no one owes us anything. And if you think someone does, the lesson is for you to learn some humility. Okay? You can't come at it as, you should be showing up the way I want. That is entitled and demanding. You will never get someone to show up while you're doing that. Okay, so you're going to have to let that go. The frustration with your SP and yourself comes from having these expectations of what other people need to be doing. Ask yourself, where did I get that entitlement and demandingness from? And that's what you're going to have to dissolve. Because when you show up like that, there is no way anyone's going to show up and give you what you want, because it comes from a real place within us that is totally repelling you are now experiencing. Okay? So if you come from the hands on hips, you are trying to get from the outside something, and you are coming from, I can't give it to myself, you to do it, and you're not doing it, so I'm going to get angry at you and I'm going to get angry at me. Okay? So you're going to have to get your hands off your hips, Jay, and you're going to have to stop this entitlement. And you're going to have to let frustration, because none of those energies is going to get you where you want to go. Everyone as you pushed out is, what is it in me? And it sounds like from what you've said here in your comment, and you can think about what I've said and see if it resonates, your energy is repelling by being in the state of entitlement and demandingness. So there's your, while you're in that state, he's not going to give you what you want. And you saying, showing up the way I want him to show up. How do you want him to show up? And what is it that you're expecting would be my question to you, to go into it a bit further. Okay? Now, you don't have to say if you don't want to, but if you do, I'm going to be on here about another 10, 15 minutes. Miki, I like that name. And yes, so grateful for you. I met a wonderful SP who came to find out has a fiance. Ouch, feeling like no to attract, manifest, just leave them alone. Yeah, absolutely. Once you know stuff, if you didn't know, no problem, you weren't aware. Now you know, step back, step away, and find someone else. And I would involve in my thinking, thank you for the person who is available. Okay? Because this person is not available and they're committed to someone else. So you go, okay, I'm going to step back and I'm going to know that there is an endless supply of wonderful people, and I'm going to find someone who is available for a relationship with me. So you've got to dissolve the I attract unavailable men or women, if your SP is a man or a woman, that you come from a place of of being with someone who is available. Okay? Try that. And I agree with you. No point to attract or manifest. Leave them alone. Yeah. Yeah. I think because you think, okay, if I was in a relationship with a fiance, we were going to get engaged, and someone tried to manifest my partner, not good. There's enough people in the world you can manifest someone that's just wonderful for you. So yeah. Yeah. Missy Hill. Hi, and yes, I'm glad I caught you live. Hello, Missy. Vanessa, okay, thank you, and yes, I appreciate you. No problem, Vanessa, no problem. TRS, how to reduce expectations while attracting a life partner. Well, you're allowed to have desires, expectations of what exactly? Because some things are deal breakers, other things are just natural expectations. And you know, like say someone is got an unhealthy lifestyle, and that's fine. Some people do that and they're all right with it and they're not suffering from it yet. Now that person then gets together with someone who goes to the gym, eats healthy, and, you know, has no addictions. Those two things, as in those two lifestyles, aren't really going to work. So you can have, if you've had that experience in the past, go, well, you know what? I now have a desire that's born out of that someone that is at least got that the same as me. We both really look after ourselves, or we both don't. And either way, you're with someone who matches you on that topic. So those expectations, I think, are fine. Let me know in more detail. Bushan, very well said. I'm not sure which bit, but thank you, darling. Miss Hill, your video about rolling with examples is a good resource. Okay, thank you. Just put you, is it the one, Miss Hill, you weren't rejected, you repelled? Is it that one? Because that might be the name of it. Anyway, when the woman that works for me puts the resources up, she'll have a look anyway. Miki, oh, Jay definitely resonates. I am stood with hands on hips. Okay, expecting him to prioritize him and for us to be in a committed relationship and the expectations attached with that. So yes, a bit demanding. Okay, so what's good is you can take that in and go, okay, that does resonate. So, but the thing is, if you want a committed relationship, let me ask you a few things. Are you committed first, or are you looking to just get the commitment from him? Are you bringing your security? No, let me rewind back a bit further. Are you looking for the relationship and the commitment to feel secure, or are you bringing your security towards the relationship? You need to be in the second one, because I see a lot of people looking to get married, look for commitment, look to be engaged, look to move in together to get security. And that's why people end up being avoidant. That's why people end up blowing hot and cold. That's why people end up ghosting a lot of people in relationship, because they feel suffocated and trapped. And the thought of being committed makes them feel even more suffocated and trapped. So you've got to ask yourself, how am I dialoguing that to the person? What am I saying to them? And they aren't advertising me because of how I am. My energy of expectations, hands on hips, being demanding, none of that is attractive to someone in a relationship. Okay, they may put up with it for the short term, but I can tell you most people will go, you know what? I'm not here to make you feel secure. That's your job. So just ask yourself those questions, okay? Now, you said, Jay, and for full disclosure, my SP is a close friend. Okay, and has mentioned I focus on the things he doesn't do instead of the things he does. So yikes, I guess I can see why he's not rushing. Exactly right. You're always looking for, you're criticizing. People don't like to be judged and criticized. They don't want to be around it. And your standards are obviously different to his. And it will, you know what? If you want someone to really step forward doing more things, but you don't really do it anyway, you just appreciate them. You give kindness. You say, wow, thank you. What they give is enough. And you come from that place. And once you're good at that, people want to be around you a lot more. Yes, Jay, you've said I'm truthful. It is to get security. Okay, well, there you go. And I would say I see my SP as an avoidant person. Of course he's going to be avoidant, because you are trying to get it, and it's not his job to give it to you. You're coming from a childlike adolescence within you. Not his job. He can't make up for your childhood. He can't make up for what's happened. It's not his job. He didn't cause it. He can't cure it. Get fish hook out of his neck and stop nailing him to the cross. So if he's avoidant, people aren't avoidant for no reason. People are avoidant because we're trying to push and get from them, and they find it draining. They find it quite repulsive in energy. So if you love someone, you don't do any of this stuff to them, ever, because it is about taking and getting, and you are in the state are incredibly draining to be around. So it's very easy to focus on them being avoidant, them being withholding stuff. But when you look at what you're doing, why do I need stuff from it? I meet those needs myself, and then when they feel like giving it, they can. Yeah, listen back to this and work out how to dissolve the demanding nature. Yep, that comes from childhood, but the fact that people in our adult lives means it's unresolved stuff, which usually needs, if you can do it on your own, go ahead. If you can't, coaching, therapy, join a group. There's a group going on at the moment about SPs, and it's live and 10 weeks. These are the issues that I'm going through with the people in the group, because a lot of people don't think, Jay, you're the only one that has this. You're not. And I tell you this with understanding myself for decades and got the same result you're getting. So I get it. I feel you because I know it. TRS. My question is having a set of parameters like physical appearance, character, ethnicity, etc. Is it wrong while attracting a life partner? No, those are just preferences. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with TRS that said, I want a Spanish-speaking, salsa-dancing South American. She was clear she wanted to have grandchildren that spoke Spanish and English. Now she's got 2 children with a Spanish-speaking, salsa-dancing Colombian. So she asked the same thing, and I said to her, no, go for it. We have preferences. That's just how it is. You get drawn to certain cultures, drawn to certain the way certain people look, drawn to certain, it might be intellectual attraction, it might be financial attraction, it might be physical attraction, it might be mental and emotional attraction, and it can be multiple things. Doesn't have to be just one. And that's a wonderful thing, to know what we like and what we prefer. So yeah, list. I did, and I got what was on my list. And I enjoyed creating the list, and I enjoyed watching it hatch. It was fun. And this is 14, going into our 14th year together now. Dear ma'am, sometimes I feel very bad. My heart sucks. I can't even breathe because of that breakup. What can I do? I'm really tired. Dear, you have to work on your self-love. Have to. When you have come out of a breakup, it's very painful, but it is a time of transformation if you put the work into feeling loved. No one, this is the hardest thing when we go through a breakup. We think we feel unloved because of what the other person did, but it's not that. We feel unloved because that person took the love away, and we think they walked off with all the love in a pair of suitcases and there's no love left here for us. And that's not true. It's the fact that we are not able to generate love from within by connecting to ourselves and to infinite intelligence, God, source, universe, whatever word you prefer. And we have to learn. That's how we become good at getting at it, is going through this time and learning how to do that. Dia, have a look at the self-love success stories playlist, the self-love meditations, the self-love affirmations. Get a routine of doing at least an hour a day on this work while you're going through this. It will help you recover more quickly. Okay? Patricia, I'm working from home, and although I'm making some money, I don't like the tasks and the company. I'm affirming this is temporary. I love my new and happy job. Yep, that's it. And focus on the things that you do like the job. I mean, I remember the only thing I could focus on about my last job was saying, as I went from my work, walking to my car, I thought, oh, I'm so glad I'm out of there. I so appreciate walking to the car. I so appreciate seeing that little man's rose garden. Oh, I so appreciate that little place where I have sushi at lunch. It had nothing to do with the job. It just had things to do with around the job, because I couldn't do anything within the job that I liked. I felt suffocated and trapped, and I was getting anxiety. So keep writing down, I am happy that I work from home, and I'm grateful that I'm earning some money. And yes, this is a stepping stone. This is a stepping stone. Keep affirming that, okay? And you'll get out. You'll focus your way out. Yeah, dear, just put your focus on you, and put your focus on you going from feeling heartbroken and unloved and unwanted back up to, I am loved, I'm secure, I am good enough, I matter, I'm important, I'm deserving, I'm worthy. I would work on those affirmations and do about 500 a day. Takes about 30 minutes, okay? Okay, I'm going to do a few more. CJ, I recently met someone I really like. We have very good chemistry. Well, however, this person told me they weren't looking for anything serious. Can I still live in the end or let it go? Well, I would just enjoy the time with them, CJ, and try not to jump ahead too quick, too fast. You can live in the end, but that's still in a way coming from, I'm not getting enough, I want more, I want more. Relax, enjoy, be in the present, stop jumping ahead. Be in the moment, enjoy the time together. My person said, you're not for me, you're not for me, and we've been together 14 years. So if I'd listened to the words he said, I thought, well, that's how he feels now, but I just enjoyed our time together rather than trying to push ahead and get more. Now, did I have some of those thoughts? Of course I did. Of course I did. But I tried to rein myself in and enjoy the person and get to know them as a friend first. That made for a relationship, and it still does. We're going into our 14th year. Patricia, okay, I feel the same as you at this job. Thanks. Patricia, there is a playlist and it's my personal manifestations playlist, not my SP. There's an SP playlist that talks about my specific person and lots of videos in that. That one, it's my other one that's my personal manifestations, which does not include my SP one, my SP journey. That has my work manifestation unraveling in it, okay? Go and look at that playlist, because I was actually doing those videos when I was right where you are right now. So my head was switched on to what I was currently living and what I needed to stretch it. And obviously, you know that I now do something that I love and I really enjoy it. So go back and listen to the words that I used at that time, because they will resonate with you probably more so because I was where you are at right now. Okay? Harika. Dear Agnes, whenever I appreciate something, it disappears as if something evil is listening and taking it away. Can you give me an example, Harika? I don't think it's the appreciation that makes things go away. There must be something else going on. As in, am I appreciating? Let me ask you a few questions. Are you appreciating, but you got a fear of loss, fear of abandonment, fear of, oh no, now this is good, the other shoe's going to drop? Have you got some of that going on underneath? Appreciation does not make things disappear. There's something else that you may not have seen or looked at. Okay? V Manifest. Hello, Agnes and all. Hello, V. Expression list. Hi, Agnes. Thank you for doing this. Can you speak about how to impress the subconscious mind our desired reality, and how do we know we have? Well, let me answer the second half of your question first. You know you have when you're not seeing the results of what you desire. That's how you know you have. Now, how to impress the subconscious mind? I don't think it's just the subconscious. I think it's the conscious. They work together. They're like twins. So, can you give me more information? What are you trying to impress and create that you are re-asking this question? And you don't have to tell me. If you go, if you don't think it's private, don't say anything, that's fine. But sometimes when I've got more information, it helps me give you an accurate answer. Harika, not that I have realized. Okay, maybe you might want to ponder it a little bit and say, okay, I have the belief every time I appreciate things disappear. There is no evil in divine mind, okay? The only evil is believing that evil exists and evil has the power to take things away. That's just a belief of yours. It's not a belief you have to have. Okay, so have a think about, can I let that belief go? Because I used to believe that every time I saw an owl, there was fidelity, because I used to read the shaman cards. Every time I saw an owl, I'd nearly have a panic attack. The poor little owl was innocent. It was my belief in it that created a wave of fear of abandonment, fear of third parties, fear of loss. And then it was my energy that created the thing I didn't want, which was the infidelity and the third party, not the poor little. So now I look at owls and I kind of giggle to myself, because I believed in that for years, at least 20 years. Now, expression list, if you don't pop something up shortly, then I will log off. Create an appreciative environment. Okay. Let me go back and read your first bit of your question so I remember. Thank you for, can you speak about how to impress the subconscious mind with our desired reality? Yes. If you want an appreciative work environment, I would imagine sitting, it depends what you do for work, I suppose. Is it brand new work, or is it what you're doing just in a better company or a better organization? I would imagine feeling excited, getting up, doing this as an imaginal scene. You can do this as a script as well. because the script, imaginal scene, they kind of dovetail together like two halves of a nut. So you can read the script before you go to bed, and then you can imagine it before you go to sleep. And they're both the same thing, okay? So, and the script activates you remembering what you need to imagine because you've just read it once, twice, 3 times before you go to sleep for about 5-7 minutes. So I would imagine waking up in the morning and going, yes, I'm there, I'm so excited. You get up, you put your feet on the floor, you turn the water on in the shower, you have your shower, and you think, I so love the people I work with. Oh, I remember when I worked with people that I just didn't like in a company I didn't enjoy being with. And I felt unappreciated. It's so nice to feel appreciated now. Hop out of the shower, turn the water off, tell yourself off and go, okay, today I'm going to do this and this. I so love my colleagues. We're all going out for lunch today. I love that we are on the same page and that we help each other. You're getting dressed, you're putting clothes on, and you go, oh, I'm going to make my lunch and just have that for the afternoon after I finish work so I can go to the gym. Have something to eat. I love that the gym is near my work. I love my boss. I'm so happy to be working for someone like that and inspired by them. That's how you go through it. Work through and do your physical morning routine, but have the thoughts of someone who has a great job. Okay? That's how I would do it. Karine, hi Agnes, could you change this belief? I fear smiling at men because so many are taken, and this feels so embarrassing to me. I end up meeting no one because I'm not showing openness. No, Karine, you don't end up meeting anyone, not because of your smiling, but because of your belief itself, which you have said, can you help me change it? I always meet the most wonderful men who are available. I always meet the most wonderful men who are available. And if you smile at a man who's taken, just remember, you didn't strip off your clothes and get naked. It's all right to smile at men. It's all right. Just smile and enjoy, but not smiling from I want to connect and have a relationship. Just smile because they're people. Okay? Just enjoy people. Relax. Smile, be at peace, be secure, have a presence. It's not the smiling, Karine. It's the love. You know, like if you're smiling at men, what is it that you're smiling and what is it that you're trying to do if you feel embarrassed? Am I smiling because I'm trying to get something? Ask yourself that, okay? And you may not, but to change a belief, I just smile and enjoy people. And then I meet the right person. Okay? All right, I'm going to do one more. I did your affirmation about finding an apartment and I found it, then lost it. And it has been 1.5 years waiting for the universe to replace it with something better. Okay, so ask yourself, am I living in the imaginal scene of having a new apartment that I walk through that has everything I want? Or am I thinking, I still haven't got the apartment, I still haven't got the apartment, I still haven't got the apartment, it's been 1.5 years, it's been 1.5 years, it's been 1.5 years. If you keep doing that, you're in the problem. You've got to stop doing it. And you've got to jump across to wandering through the apartment and, I love living here. You've got to do that. Okay? Okay, last one. Karine, I'm struggling to forgive myself for accepting poor behaviors in my relationships that ended in struggling to clear beliefs that attracted this. Could you guide me through? I would look at the Ho'oponopono meditation. I would look at the forgiveness. Just go to YouTube, put my name, put the word forgiveness, put the word self-forgiveness. Watch those videos. We do need to forgive ourselves. Now we know better, we can do better. But sometimes when we look back at our old selves, we really struggled and we didn't know what we were doing and we were accepting things that were unacceptable. So I am worthy. I'm secure. I am enough. Okay, so I'd work on that. And I would do self-love meditations every day, about 4 days a week. That builds up the good feeling. Okay? All right, everyone. I'm going to go. I'll see you next Wednesday and Thursday. And same time, 5 p.m. UK time. And bring your questions, bring your coffee, your tea, and we will go through things again. It's always good to go through these things. Lots of love. Big hugs. Yes, 2 Karines here. That's unusual, isn't it? See you soon, everyone. Big hug to you next week, same time, same place.